Phil, if I could come to you first. I know I put you on the spot at the very beginning as well in panel discussion, but if I could come to you first.
And Phil's left to go to his birthday.
Oh, apologies. Yes, it's gone 7:30, isn't it? Time has sped on so quick. So yes, thank you, Kerry. In that case, Simon.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed this evening. There was no second vote, so I managed to stay for the entire conversation and the entire breakout room, which was fantastic. I think the things that really struck me was there's a real want to be very creative with our spaces, because if we have things like late night shopping, for example, themed markets, using our space to enhance our experiences, it'll be something that we can really shout about as a city and as a regional shopping destination. I think that's one of the main things that I've taken away from this. And also, it was touched on in the chat just a moment ago, but things like transport hubs, and I'm a member of the Transport Select Committee, could be really crucial. So park and cycle, for example, for those who can't cycle the entire distance, but can for some of it. Park and walk and park and rail, not just park and ride as a traditional bus system, will be really interesting to explore. And I think Exeter has a fantastic opportunity to do that. So I really welcome tonight's discussion. It's been really interesting for me. I'm really looking forward to the next time I can get into Exeter to spend as much as I possibly can do. And I would welcome the opportunity to join these meetings again in the future.
Lovely, thank you very much. Seb from John Lewis. I'll be very interested to hear what you think or what you take away from this evening.
What would I take away from this evening? I'm still glad that I moved here. Still a lovely part of the world to live in and work in. Yes, I'm apprehensive, but any branch manager of a shop that doesn't know when his branch is going to open is going to feel apprehensive. And I hope that we can get to the centre of Exeter to be pedestrianised and greener, etc. But I think with the financial constraints on local central government, etc., I think the only way we're going to get there is by, it's going to sound like a cheesy cliche, but by working better together, large retailers and small independents. And it was quite comical, some of the comments at one stage. It looked a bit like we were making a case for who had the harder time of it, whether it was larger chains or independents. And the truth is everyone is facing their challenges. And I think we have to face into the reality that we are overshopped, and the final picture of at least the centre of Exeter will look like it has fewer shops, and that's probably maybe a good thing, but for the very best to survive and for it to be the best environment for us and the people who visit it and live and work there, we've got to work better together.
Simon, Seb, that's a perfect sum up, so thank you very much. I'm mindful of time. Panel members, if you have something burning you want to say, please raise your hand and let me know. Otherwise, in the meantime, I'm just going to move on to the poll, if that is ready, George.
Yep, I should have pasted it up there already. I'll put it back in again.
Lovely, thank you. Hopefully everybody can see that in the chat. Please just click on the link and that should take you through to the poll. Let us know if there's any problems, and we will, of course, share it with everybody who's attended today, so you get a chance to put your mark on there as well if you don't get a chance to do that today. You'll see we've populated it just with the number one priorities that came out of the roundtables. While you're doing that, I'm going to move to Andrew Hardwick. Is he, Andrew, are you there? Lovely, thank you very much. I think you just have to unmute yourself, Andrew.
I can't unmute you, Andrew.
Sorry, I had a small technical glitch. Apologies.
Andrew, we've had a really interesting discussion today. I love the diversity of the conversation, how it's making us look at what retail could be in the city and how it's going to impact on what future Exeter could look at. Could I ask you just to give an overview of the event, what the takeaways are for us as Exeter City Futures, and kind of where we go from here?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think discussion points and contributions, there's been lots of great ideas, lots of discussions, and that's from, you know, all different types of businesses, different retailers, big, small, and sort of everything in the middle, which has been really useful. In terms of my takeaways, I would say there are some real standout themes that have sort of flowed through many of the contributions. One would be technology and the deployment of technology, you know, whether that's tapping into the growing online presence, and how you achieve that, whether it's through, you know, delivery bike services, electric bikes, or existing technology that's out there, delivery, that sort of thing. Collaboration has come up an awful lot, which is really encouraging, and I think it's definitely a byproduct of the pandemic, where often it always seems like, oh, it's a competitor and I've got to keep all of my secrets, and that's the sort of competitive nature in the world we often operate in. But I think what COVID-19's done has actually tractioned, we can work together and share best practice, and I think that flowed through many of the contributions. It's about how do we take the collective learnings and come up with sort of shared solutions. So that's very interesting. And also the sort of balancing the experiential experience for people coming into the city and people coming to shop, and balancing that around making sure there aren't, you know, big customer irritants of long queues and no toilets, and, you know, absolutely excelling at clean, easy experiences. Really stood out for me. And then it's how do we actually enhance that around, you know, better training, better levels of service, more options, perhaps, you know, innovation with the market that's been mentioned and stuff. So that's the bit that I'm taking away. I think there's some real clear levers that featured in most of the contributions that were shared.
Lovely, thank you very much. Sorry, I was just catching up on a couple of on some of the chat there. So I think all that's really left for us to do is to say a big thank you for everybody who took part. A big thank you to our panel, Simon, Phil, although he's had to disappear earlier, Andrew, Seb, Michelle, Dan, and Ivan and Kalkadan. Really, thank you very much for sharing your views at what's a very tricky time for us, for you all, but also exposing kind of the complexity as well of what we are looking at as a city, and how all the conversations that we're considering have a knock-on effect to each other, and also really I think there's a point as well that's made in the group that I was facilitating, that I've seen reflected through other conversations as well, that a lot of what we're looking at now perhaps wasn't too different to what we were looking at pre-COVID, but what it has done is shown that actually through collaboration, through these conversations, through looking at what the next steps are, that we can take Exeter forward and ensure that it continues to be a vibrant, healthy and happy place to live and work, and for retail to be in. So thank you. Thanks, folks. Just to let you know as well, just remind you what happens to the event and to our discussions from now on. We will be writing up a report. We will be submitting that to the BID, to Business Improvement District, to FSB, to Exeter Chamber of Commerce, to the councils, and we will be looking at all of your recommendations for the initiatives that the city looks to take, or the initiatives you guys want to take forward, or the city to look at, and also mine the other information as well in here in your conversations for other ideas. Look out for that, because we'll share it with you and ask you to review it, to add your names to it, to say what you would like to be involved in taking forward. I think this is going to be really crucial going forward. As George's group said, this isn't a conversation that stops now. This is the start of or the continuation of things continuation of action and finding ways to make Exeter a great place to live and work for us and for future generations. Just before you go, can I ask you to complete our feedback form? It'd be great to get some feedback on how you felt the event went today. We intend to deliver some more roundtables in the future, and we'd love to know how we can improve upon that. Otherwise, do sign up. Do make sure that we're able to send you out more information about the events, about working groups, projects, collaborations, partnerships that might come out of this. We'd love to keep you up to date with all of that. And also, please remember the next event that we've got in the diary for this month is the Connect event on active travel, where we are looking at bringing people who are already involved in projects in their communities around active travel, whether that's getting children cycling more to school, feel confident, or enjoying your local community spaces better, or more so, that's bringing communities together with businesses and others across the city. So that's the 30th of June. Check our website for more information. Other than that, can I just say thank you very much for everybody for taking part. Really appreciate your time. I know it's just gone 8 o'clock on Wednesday the 17th of June after a very long day already, so really do appreciate you sticking with us and for all your contributions. Any final comments before you go home, please do leave them in the chat, and any questions we'll be aiming to follow up on them afterwards. But otherwise, thanks very much, folks, and good night.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you, Simon.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.